What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another market watch today. Before I begin, why don't you go over and check my website out, YGOPaisano.com. I sell a ton of amazing field centers. I believe I saw some tokens left. I have a lot of upcoming stuff coming in about roughly about 2 weeks. We're going to get a bunch more, but I mean, we got some great stuff here. And if you want to check it out, once again, links going to be down below in the description. It's YGOPaisano.com. I'd greatly appreciate if you go check it out. All right, let's talk about Tactical Masters. Is this going to be a good set? Yes. The answer simply is yes. I think this is going to be a good set for many reasons. Number one, from what we see, it has two relatively promising archetypes. Now, I personally like the rune, Mifarune, the rune archetype. I think they're really good, and for striker players that went from strikers, anti-meta strikers to Therion strikers, now you have another thing in your toolbox, which is going to be this rune deck. So it's going to be really interesting to see how striker players in the TCG are going to evolve and continue playing this rune deck. Once again, we have only one for strikers. We have only one of the main striker spell. Engage, but we do have three Kagari to recycle that. And when you're playing all your rune cards and then you go into that, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So once again, I would love to know what you think about that. Are you gonna be going in and grabbing Tactical Masters? Is it worth it for you? Is it not worth it? Me personally, I'm in the air. I really don't know if I'm gonna get the set or not. Is it worth? Like I said, I have zero idea, and I would love to know what you think about this set. Is Tactical Masters actually worth it as a set? We notice that afterwards, though, is going to be worth it. Power to Elements. I'll have a video coming out about that in the future. Okay. I love going back and looking at Legendary Duels from the Deep because the prices constantly are going lower. Why? Because those that open this box, unless you're playing Marincess, or unless they're fishing for Droplet, well, if they're fishing for Droplet, they still have Marincess cards, which go lower. But either way, anyone who opens this set is pumping this onto the market. Not many people are cracking a case of Legendary Duels from the Deep and going, yep, I'll keep all this. That's just not happening. A majority of people that are cracking are doing a couple of things. Well, one, they're fishing for number 101 Silent Honor arc. Number two, they want to get Forbidden Droplets at a relatively cheap price. Or number three, they want Marincess, which is crazy because if you crack a case of Marincess, you're gonna have excuse me, you're gonna have way more than what you need, and obviously the prices are gonna reflect as you see it right here. Now, I will say a couple of things. Number one, Fish Sonar has been $10. It hasn't really changed. It went down a penny, but it realistically hasn't changed that much. Kind of interesting. I don't see it as a big needed card, but it did go down a bit. Forbidden Droplet though, now this is interesting. This card actually has been going down. It actually saw a spike back up to $58, and now it's starting to slowly go back down. We got one verifiable seller having it roughly around 55. But you could run the game if you want to. I wouldn't do it. Just getting started, huh? Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'll pay the $5 extra bucks. But looking over here at Forbidden Droplet from Legendary Duels from the Deep, is it worth it to go ahead and buy this card right now? No. Unless you're going to Nationals, there's no reason for you to buy this card. Seriously. Was it Chalice? So Forbidden Chalice just got a reprint as a super rare in the OTS pack. Go get that one. Use that one. Don't spend $150 for a playset of reprinted Forbidden Droplets if you're not going to Nationals. Number 101 Silent Honor arc is going down in value. It's currently roughly around $37. Is this worth the pickup? No. Once again, like I said in my last video, number 101 Silent Honor arc keeps falling. Let it fall, let it settle, then we go in. Trust me, I want one myself. Looking at other Marincess cards, Marincess Dive used to be $15. The card's barely holding on to $13 as a price point. Why is that? Once again, same like I said earlier, everyone's opening a set, and they're not really doing much with it. Then we have Exorcisters. I'm going to fill you in on a secret when I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to tell you a secret, and it's a big secret. If anyone at your locals is playing Splites, bring this deck, and you will have the freest locals you ever had in your entire life. Just throwing it out there. If it's a locals full of tier elements, you put this deck in your deck box, you put it in your backpack, and you don't bring this out because they will beat you silly. With that said, Exorcist cards are rising in value. And I'm not talking about Mikalis, which it used to be $8 in the market price. Now it's roughly around $94. I mean, the Ultra is a 10s. I need to get myself a place of these, by the way. Exorcist Sophia is a card that I traded for this yesterday for a buddy of mine's. I didn't even know this card was rising in value. This card used to be about, what, $5-6? Look at the current price point of the card right now. It is there $14 for Exorcist Sophia. How many do you need? At least 2, by the way. Some people might use 3, but I think 2 is more than necessary for this card. Looking at cards like Exorcism Magnifica, this card Starlight Rare used to be what, 150 bucks, right? Am I wrong? Boom, 147. What's the card at right now? 244. Do you buy it right now, the Starlight Rare? No, you don't. By the way, you only need 2 of these. You don't buy this card right now. It's extremely expensive in value. It's gonna stabilize. It might even go down with the release of Power of the Elements. Wait for this card. Trust me. If you want this card, you need to wait for this card. You can go ahead and get an Ultra if you want. $6, relatively inexpensive. The rest of the extras of the core is dirt cheap. I mean, you got cards like Pax, which is $17. The Grand Created version is $60. Me personally, I might buy this if I'm going deep into Exorcisms. I'm not sure yet. But listen, I think Exorcism is a great deck core. I think it's a deck core if you are looking to not play the meta but want to beat the meta. It's the deck core you're going to need. Just like Strikers was last meta. Like we called it last meta, by the way. We said, hey, Brand's going to be the best deck. You know what beats Brand? Silly? And I'm playing Brand. It's one of my favorite decks. Strikers beats Branded Silly. It slaps that deck so hard. And we saw it happen at the, even more so at the YCS. That kid got steamrolled. And yes, he did play a lot of things like Forbidden Droplets. He played D-Barrier. He played Artifacts. All that. I get it. But the result was still the same. Strikers just did it good because it controls the game state better than Branded. So, if you're new to the channel, first of all, how's it going? If you're not new, hey, why don't you subscribe? I hate gold rarity. I don't like gold rarity for many reasons. One of the reasons why, it's crappy resale value. 2, Pure and Gold Return to Bling was an insult to the Yu-Gi-Oh player base. The cards look horrible. If you have a stigma, maybe it looks good, but to everybody else that can read properly, yeah, you get punished for reading properly by reading cards in Pure and Gold Return to Bling. The lettering, of course, not the actual text. And 3, Return to Bling. Jesus, Konami, just go get your gold grills and leave me alone. Like, absolutely ridiculous. But with gold rarity, they're hard to trade, they're hard to sell. Majority of Yu-Gi-Oh players don't want them unless, in this specific case, as you can see right here in Cat Shark, unless this card right here is has an only printing. That's where things get a little bit different. That's where gold is your only option, so people gotta buy it. And especially in Imperium Gold Return to Bling, where not many people really went into this, look at the value of the market. It did spike. It used to be a $2 card. It went up to $9. Looking at Cat Shark right now, I was filming up this video, it's roughly around $6. I regret to inform you that I just purchased a Cat Shark. And I think if you are looking to play Splites, you're gonna want to get this card. This card's really good in Splites. Once again, I'm not crazy about the card, but you do need this card. This card is got Cavalry Centuria. That card got reprinted, so we're good on that one. Wish we got this as a reprint as an ultra rare. Unfortunately, it hasn't. You're gonna need to go ahead and grab this card. Alrighty, I am so happy. Evil Twins, Kisakil, and Leela. The CR. We made a video and it was $40, and we said, hey, listen. I said, hey, listen. I think it's a great card. I pick about $40. It's used in every single OCG deck of Splites, and it's true. They're using just one. You just need one of these. Well, you can get a Portuguese one for $70. Other than that, it's sold out on the market. This is why I gotta watch you, everybody. When I do my videos, I gotta go. A couple of questions. 1, will they buy this out? If the answer is yes, buy before we get tracking to make a video. Number 2, will the answer no? Don't trust them. Buy the card, get tracking, make a video. Listen, I'm not here to flex on you at all, I promise you. I'm just here to joke around about the whole situation. Congratulations to everybody who bought this card, collector's rare. It's a great card to buy, and for the most part, everyone knew what they were doing. Listen, this always happens on the market. Whenever it's bought out in one spot, the other spot is next. Just because you missed one opportunity doesn't mean there's not another one right around the corner. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes there are. Looking at Evil Twins, Kisakil, lead off, and Justice Impact, the Ultra Rare, the market price hasn't went crazy yet. It really hasn't. The current price point of this card is roughly around $5 with shipping. I think that's an excellent price point to get in on this card with, especially with Power Elements coming out soon. If you don't have this collector's rare, no harm to you. You're definitely going to want to look into getting the regular ultra rare, as it will rise in value. Once again, a staple one of, whether it's the side or the main in the OCG for this card in Splites, just tells you what you need if you want to play Splites. If you don't want to play Splites, no big deal, but at least hold this card, because trade bait, you damn right this is trade bait. Everyone's going to want this card, and everyone's going to want Troubled Sunny. Those are 2 cards people are going to want. And don't get me wrong, Troubled Sunny Starlight Rare is $320. Troubled Sunny Ultra Rare is $3. I bought 2 Troubled Sunny Ultra Rares. One for myself, one to trade for somebody that didn't watch my videos. That's simple. Seriously. So, I think it's a great card to get for the Ultra Rare. If you missed out on the Collector's Rare, no big deal, no harm, no foul. This will make you some money. Power Prosperity, though, is going down in value. At the peak price of this card, it's roughly around 140. It had other peak prices like 150 and whatever, but recently, 140 bucks for a Power Prosperity. Looking at it right now, the card's roughly around $102. Now, you might go, V, that's a lot of money. And you'd be right. The thing is, though, until this card gets a reprint, which is going to probably happen in the Megatons, which is going to be around the same time as what we're going to be seeing, I believe, when Megatons? August, but with shipping delays, maybe September, who knows, around that time frame. So within a month or two, there's a good chance this is going to get a reprint. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit hazy. I think this is getting a reprint. I'm not sure. It should be getting a reprint. Nevertheless, Power Prosperity's price point is going down starting today. As you can see over here, you can even go back in the past month, it is going down because people are not buying this card with a reprint okay, I'm losing train of thought. At two things: at regular Secret Rare or Prismatic Secret Rare. If Power Prosperity gets a Prismatic Secret Rare reprinting, the price point of the Secret Rare will tank. Now, would that impact Power Prosperity for the let me just go here. I want to make an example. Will that impact the Starlight Rare? Yes, but no. And let me explain. Starlight Rare Prosperity is almost like, in my opinion, Starlight Rare Lightning Storm. Not fully the same, but close enough to the same that we can understand it together. So Lightning Storm came out with a Secret Rare, which is 70 bucks. Konami decided to make a Collector's Rare, which is a rarity higher. And there's Secret Rare and Prismatic Rare. Prismatic Rare is higher than Secret Rare. In rarity looks. In value, it's kind of hazy. It depends on the card, but for the most part, it is. Okay, so if it's equal or higher rarity, the Secret Rare tanks in value. So Lightning Storm used to be over $100 card. That does impact Lightning Storm Starlight Rare. We see it over here. Even though it's going up in value, it used to be $500. It used to be way more, actually. Looking at the current price point of the card, it is $320. What I'm trying to point out here is that looking at Power Prosperity, these aren't fully correlations, by the way, but it is correlation to the fact that if a Starlight Rare gets another reprint at an equal higher rarity of the very few printings there are left of it, like we saw with Lightning Storm, it will drag down the price of the Starlight Rare. Now, obviously, Konami's not making a CR Prosperity, well, yet. But what I am pointing at is that we will see the price point of the Prosperity Starlight Rare go down a little bit. And that is an opportunity for those that want to go in and grab it. Now, looking at Lightning Storm, once again, you can see right here in the past 3 months it's been going up. The past 1 month it's going up. And not by a lot, but enough for it to go up for it to be noticeable. But what I want to point out is Lightning Storm Starlight Rare looks really good. I want to place this card. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I do think for a lot of you players that want to have higher rarity cards, like a place in a Power Prosperity Starlight Rare, just be patient. Time will reveal itself to you. Drytrons, Minianis, Draconids? The CR version of this card has spiked. I mean, it's always been a decent amount of money. It's roughly around 36 bucks. But looking at it right now, filming this video, it's roughly around, what, $43 for this card? Okay. Me personally, I bought this one. I bought the other one. I like Drytrons a lot. Minianis Draconids and Quandratids is another card that people actually forget about. Quandratids right now, once again, as the filming of this video, is like $15. This card used to be a lot cheaper, by the way. It was like really like, I can't even, whatever. It was like I bought this card for like 12 bucks. It was like cheeks. But this card's not as good, but still a good card to buy. It's a CR. It's with Drytrons, and it's only one of the Drytron cards, between Minianis Drytron and Drytron Minianis Draconids, that actually isn't as valuable. And I do think this card will have an opportunity in the Yu-Gi-Oh game. It's a one and buy. I own mines. I think it's a good card to pick up in general. Yu-Gi-Oh players love buying out cards. We know this, and that's kind of the theme of this video. It's Yu-Gi-Oh players buy out one card. And what we see here is a theme, where one card is bought out like Mass Hero Dark Law, which is insanely expensive, but if you have the hero bug, you need to get this card, okay? I mean, this will last you. Okay, you won't get made fun of for having the ultra rare, but if you have the virus that is the loving to buy heroes, you're gonna buy your ultis. I don't care what you gotta do. Don't pay rent, sleep outside. You're gonna buy the ultis. Max rarity heroes is all the wants you need. With that said, looking at Master Hero Dark Lord, this is what the player base does. They absorb one, and once people go, I can't buy this at this insane price, the Yu-Gi-Oh price point shifts over, and the next highest is going to be ultra rare, better than super rare and common. So what we see here is Master Hero Dark Lord, Dual Saga, great ultra rare rarity, by the way. This card is roughly around $17. You get Italian for $15, by the way. Let me see how Italian looks. Nice. But if you want an English version, it's $17. Once again, this is what we're seeing here with everything Yu-Gi-Oh! And this isn't always the staple, but it is a good thing to... this isn't always the thing to go by, but it's a good staple, I should really say. I'm sorry, I keep misspeaking. It's a good staple to think about when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Just like the Eva Twins, Kill and Leela, the CR, once that's bought out, Anyone's gonna tell you, hey, the Ultra Rare is still there, it's dirt cheap, nobody's looking at it. That's the one you go into and grab right now. Looking at Master Hero Dark Law, we see it happen already. And yes, Hero plays a little bit different than Yu-Gi-Oh plays, they're not real people, I get that, but it's good. It's a good thing to go by. In fact, we can go over and do it again. Actually, I'll talk about that in a second. Looking at Water Enchanters, this is yet another amazing example. Water Enchantress CR, when it first came out, it was roughly around $150. I bought a playset of this card. It's very expensive, very nice. The cards are really flimsy though. Looking at Water Enchantress Ultimate Rare at LTS Tournament Pack 9 and Ultimate Tournament Pack 19, it's $70. Water Enchantress Temple though, the Ultra Rare used to be a lot more. We know this already. What was it, 60 bucks, I believe? Yeah, you see around the $60 price point. There it is, boom. It used to be around 60 bucks for Ultra Rare Water Enchantress. Okay, sounds fair. Why did it go down? Well, it went down because the Ultimate Rare version came out. Now, the Ultimate Rare version went from 176 to like nothing, but that really drove the price point of Ultra Rare Water Enchantress down. But it was going down naturally because Yu-Gi-Oh players were not spending 150. They're not spending 113. They'd rather spend the 60. But Yu-Gi-Oh players were pulling away from Water Enchantress, so the price point was going down. What I'm trying to point out here is, though, I know I'm like overvaluating, but what I'm pointing out here is really important for you to understand. I do think that Water Enchantress of the Temple, Ultra Rare, more than likely is going to get another reprint. It deserves it, number one. Number two, the value will continue going down as Yu-Gi-Oh players have an opportunity to pull OTS Tournament Pack 19 Ultra Rare Water Enchantress. And number three, most importantly, is even though I bought the CR and I like the CR a lot, I do think in time, Ultimate Water Enchantress is going to beat over the CR. I'm dead serious. I think the CR Water Enchantress, which is good, it's a great card. It looks great. I own it. Beautiful value. Overpaid. You bet I did. Got a lot of play out of it. You know. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I do think the CR Water Enchantress is going to be lower than the Ultimate Rare the minute we pull away from OTS Tournament Pack 19. That's the only reason why the CR is worth money, because not much available around in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh market as there is an OTS Tournament Pack 19. Konami at this point overprinted OTS Tournament Pack 19, and a lot of stores got a ton of this in. As time goes on, that will get divided more, and the pool of Ultimate Rare Water Enchanters will be weaker. And as that becomes weaker, I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players will want this card and it'll have value. We see this with a lot of Ultimate Rares as well, so I just want to point that out. So even though that's technically high, CR is technically higher rarity because it's hard to find, Ultimate Rare always wins in the end. And we're going to point that back in this video in the future. So say hi to your future selves, because we're going to be pointing back when this does flip over. Alright. Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince, is a card that you probably don't care about. Let's be honest. When was the last time you thought about this card? I mean, you really didn't you? Well, you really should, and here's why. This card got reprinted in 2016. 2016, 6 years ago. What were you doing 6 years ago? Whatever it was, this card was getting its last reprinting. It's only reprinting. Listen, whether you like Mermels or don't like Mermels, which you always should, Mermels have taught me. I bought and sold that deck 3 times. Max rarity. Mermels have taught me the hard way. You hold. You don't buy and sell. When it comes down to deck course. Look at Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince, though. This is a great card to buy. I think it's a great card to pick up. I'm already on my playset already, this card. I locked it in. Hey, here's the video for you. But I do think cards like this, it's cards nobody's looking at, nobody's talking about. But this card's insanely good. And Mermos is still a great deck. I always make the joke, but it's almost a sad reality that at the beginning of almost every regional season, someone comes out of nowhere with Mermos and slaps the entire regionals and gets a free invite. And that's true. Like, that's stone cold true. Mermos are old, like fossil dinos beyond them old. Like, old. Jesus' first deck was probably Mermels. I don't know if he was old enough or young enough, whatever. All I'm trying to say is, this deck's super old, but it's still seeing meta play sporadically in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Why is it doing that? Because Mermel players that play Mermels, they know what they need to do. They have a couple of options. Number one, shock on your face. Number two, eat your hand away, and especially in the beginning of a meta where you're just trying to figure out what works, that hurts a lot. And then you get free wins. So cards like Neptibus, which is a 3 of, ideally in Mermel. Some builds don't play 1, some play 2, but ideally 3. I do think this is a great card that people need to pick up on. Listen, there's 104 listings of Breakers and Shells, 106 listings at a 2016 Megaton. There's a ton out there right now. But there's no replenishment. Unless you could travel back to 2016, the minute that 106 says 10, that's it. that everyone's gonna start complaining for Konami to make more of these cards. So what I'm trying to point at is an opportunity that's in mass right now, which won't be in mass in the future. So keep an eye on this. I don't know why I'm misspeaking so much. I just woke up a little while ago. All right. Listen, if you want to get yourself a smart NFC enabled field center, go ahead and check out smarttc.com or promo code down below to save you some money. This is a beautiful mirror jade metal field center. These are absolutely gorgeous. They're individually numbered. They have a smart NFC enabled chip in the back of them. You can put your phone onto it and load up anything. I usually use it to load up my Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron app. Absolutely gorgeous. We also have a Zeus one on this website. So once again, smarttc.com. And if you want to get another different type of custom field centers, as well as I believe I have some Nibiru tokens. Yeah, I do have some Nibiru tokens available still. You can go ahead to YGOPaisano.com, check it out, buy some tokens. You want to hear about any upcoming tokens, field centers coming out soon? Go over to my Discord. All the links for that is gonna be in my description. Check that out. I think you'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, love to see you there. It's your boy V, and you boys always have a great day.